Hello, my fellow captains. My name is Ronald Reagan, and I'm here doing a quick review on a ship since Joe is still dealing with Hunter. Donald is in a meeting with his legal team, Barack is on vacation, and George's wife won't let him out of the house. If you didn't know, IJN Maya has shown up recently in the store, but I haven't seen many people talking about this Takao-class cruiser. I have a few thoughts I've developed about this ship myself that we'll get to later in the video. But first, let's go over the pros and cons of Maya, and then maybe you can figure out if it's worth the investment. Starting with the pros, this Tier 6 Japanese cruiser has some very unique features in regards to her loadout. She has the pleasure of coming equipped with 3 reload boosters that cut her reload time down by 50% for about 8 seconds. And she also gets heals to go along with them, a trait that's rare among her peers at Tier 6. The guns she comes equipped with are pretty big too. She has 8 203mm or 8-inch guns, which pack a punch if you land your shots. Like I always say, when you can't make them see the light, make sure they feel the heat, and the enemy Reds will surely feel the heat from these shells. However, there is a caveat here, which I'll talk about in a minute. Maya also gets a base 39,200 health pool, putting her at the top of her tier in the class. She's also hella fast, starting at only 35.5 knots. This makes her one of the fastest cruisers at Tier 6 once again. One of the biggest highlights to this ship, however, are her torpedoes. She gets forward launching torpedo angles for 2 of her launchers, like a Tago. She has decent AA and concealment. But these are the main highlights for Maya, so let's move on to the cons for this historic vessel. All right, so let's go back to her guns for a minute. It seems that for the sake of balance, Wargaming has decided to limit the amount of damage Maya can put out with this big caliber. So they've kept the reload time to around 15 or 16 seconds. This greatly reduces her damage per minute numbers to be one of the lowest at the tier for a cruiser. She does have the reload boosters, which can reduce that down to 7 or 8 seconds, but it doesn't greatly increase those numbers by much. This is not a surprise to anyone who plays Japanese cruisers, although I thought it was worth mentioning. Furthermore, Maya's armor isn't that great either, like Atago's or Miyoko's. She only has a 16mm bow, for example. And like the others, her citadel is still greatly at risk of being hit due to its elevation. Now, Maya may be fast, but her maneuverability isn't the greatest. She has a 780-meter turning circle radius and 10-second rudder shift time. This means if you must turn in the heat of battle, it will take longer to do so, thus causing you to be very vulnerable if you must take cover or retreat. And finally, let's go back to her torpedoes for a second. So she gets 16 torpedoes, 8 on each side, in 4 launchers. Now, as previously stated, she gets the perk of being able to shoot some of them forward like a Tago and not just behind her. However, she doesn't get the range a Tago's torps do. Maya's torpedoes only reach out to a base of 8 kilometers, so you're not going to be able to do anything crazy with them like stealth torp unsuspecting battleships. They still hit hard, but you'll have to get close with her squishy armor to do that, so be careful. Now it's time for me to give you my 2 jelly beans on Maya. Maya is a fantastic ship, but you're not going to be getting consistent high damage numbers compared to some others. Its damage output really limits that, although it is possible. The most consistent numbers I was able to get in her after multiple games was around 75 to 76,000, just to put into perspective what's a normal range. She's really fun to play, and if you're into Japanese cruisers like Mogami, Atago, Miyoko, etc., then Maya will be a great addition to your collection. I personally love the Japanese, and the Japanese, by the way, are Republican. They just don't know it yet. But anyways, Maya is also devastating against destroyers due to that Japanese HE and the reload boosters along with a sonar. She's a fantastic kiting cruiser that can put out some punishment, especially to enemy cruisers. So if you're into that playstyle, then this ship is worth getting. For a build, I spec into these traits and run steering gear mods with concealment and Mikawa as the base commander. If you are lucky and have AL Atago, she would be a great commander to run as well. With some smart decision making and a solid build, Maya has great potential to be a very good and fun ship to play. Oh, you messed up, Buckaroo. Eat lead, you dumb bitch. What a dumbass. Oh, shit. Where is this little fucker? There you are. You're out of options and out of friends, like the Russians. Come here. Kid never stood a chance. Oh no, baby, what is you doing? You stepped into the wrong arena today, boy. Too easy. Oh, look, another broadside cruiser. I wonder what'll happen next. Damn, that looked like it hurt. All right, time to light these Dems up like tiki torches. That's 2. That's 3. God, I love burning people.
This is one of those times I wish Kid had longer range torps.
Like this Benham I'm trying to finish off?
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, that sucks. Bill, I need help with this lion. He's been chipping at me all game.
I'm working on it. Just focus on that Zara.
What Zara? Oh shit, he's right here.
You can get him, Ron.
I know I can. I'm just surrounded and was surprised.
Lion is burning.
Man, I'm in one hell of a pickle right now.
Lion is down. Your back is clear.
Nice work, Bill. I'm charging this scum now. Holy shit, my secondary's got him.
Yo, no way.
To review, Maya is a ship that will take skill to get the most out of her, but anyone can perform well with her. She's got a lot of tools in her kit to use, like main battery reloads and heals. But you'll still have to be careful with enemy battleships and exposing your broadside. However, let's be honest, you have to do that anyway with any ship. If you want to use your torpedoes, you'll have to stay close to islands or get close to the enemy. With all that out of the way, do you think Maya is worth getting? Did I miss anything? Let me know your thoughts down below. And if you liked the video, be sure to let me know by booping that like button. And so, goodbye, God bless you, and God bless those with a sense of humor.